Are you looking for the next craft beer to try? Well, maybe Radial IPA from Infusion Brewing Company is the one for you. Welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to try Radial IPA. This is from Infusion Brewing Company. This is the first one I've had from them. Thank you to Jamie for picking this up. She took a work trip and I said, just get me a whole bunch of beers. So that's what she did. West Coast style India Pale Ale, 6.8%, 12 fluid ounces. I will not be reading any more of that. I do not see a date anywhere on the bottle. Good beer for good people is what it says on the cap. Let's go ahead and open it, get it into a glass. I've had this for maybe a month at this point, so I hope it's fresh. We will see. West Coast IPA, when I think of that, more bitter, more piney, not as fruity citrus as like an East Coast IPA would be. A lot, I wouldn't say a lot. Most of the beer reviews that I do or beer reviews that I watch now are on the fruitier citrus side. You don't see a lot of West Coast IPAs around Michigan that much because everybody wants a New England something like that. So this will be a good change. We do have a white khaki-ish head, small and medium bubbles, about a half a finger. Bubbles on the side are compact like this. So color. Caramel in color, lots of bubbles coming through. I can see all the way through it. I can make the outline of the box. It does have a tiny bit of haze. It could be a chill haze, but it's more of that caramel color, which you would think from a West Coast IPA. Maybe using a little bit more grains to drive that ABV up, but also leaving some sugar behind to kind of balance it out. You do want that malt flavor in there, because if you don't have it, it could be real bitter, real dank, and not be balanced all the way through. So let's go ahead and smell. Floral, a little pine, a little bitterness, a little sugary almost. Yeah, that's about it. It really, to me, doesn't smell like a West Coast IPA because of that floral smell that I'm getting, but we'll taste it and see what we get. It almost drinks more like a double. You get that malty sweetness in there like you would in a double IPA, but it is balanced out with some bitterness, a tiny bit of citrus, maybe some floral in there. You do get some bitterness going down, not really any pine. So like a sweet malty pine is what you're getting out of this beer. Yeah, nice and smooth, medium body almost, light to medium, pushing to that medium. From all the bubbles, I was thinking it was going to be popping. It's not. It's nice and smooth. I think it's carved just fine. Yeah. Yeah, pretty solid. You could say West Coast IPA. I think it needs some more pine, some more bitterness in that back to balance out that sweet malt. I think there's a little too much sweet malt in this one. I'm not sure what kind of hops they're using, as 99.9% of the time I try not to read anything about it because I want to find out everything on my own. It seems like the hops get covered up by that sweet malt that's pretty much all up front. You do get a little bit of that pine, maybe a tiny bit of citrus before it goes down, and that's about it. Let's look on the back and see if it says anything. Light bodied, craft to please hop heads. I don't think it's that hoppy. Obviously, those pine notes are coming from the hops that are used, or the quantity of hops, depending on the alpha acid level. But they're not really that high. That sweet malt, maybe it's a tiny bit older, so those hops have died down a little. But I would probably have to go with a 4 out of 5 on this. I could see drinking this most of the day. If you're into beers like this, I could. The sweetness might get to you after a while. But yeah, it doesn't really say what kind of hops they have, anything like that. We'll check Untapped, but yeah, it says for hop heads. But again, there's no date that I can see on this bottle, so I can't tell you how old it is. So yeah, 4 out of 5, pretty solid beer. Check Untapped real quick. None of my friends have had it. Everyone, it's about almost 3,500. They only give it a 3.62 out of 5. So maybe it is kind of older, and a lot of people aren't liking how much hops they're using in this, or how much bitterness there is there, since it does say on the bottle for hop heads. With over 22 pounds of American hops. So that is my guess, is this is a little bit of an older beer, and those hop flavors have started going down. That's why most people don't like it. Most people, I would think, that are on Untapped are not going to like those big, hoppy, bitter, piney beers. So I can see the score being lower, but I have to judge it how it is. There is no date on it, so I have to go by it's fresh. 3.5, 3.5, 3.25, 3.75. Nobody really gives a review of it, which I wish Untapped would make you put in something about the beer, just so when you are looking through, you can kind of see what other people are getting. But yeah, I think it's a solid beer. If you have a fresh one, obviously you might think something different, as I'm going to go with this beer is on the downside, as I'm not getting that much hops. So if you like this review, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.